Breaking it down in layman's terms, today's special reaction and recommendation spotlights Jake Dunlap in the AI-Powered Selling podcast. Actually, a specific episode where he actually interviewed AI on 3 skills every seller needs to dominate when it comes to working with AI. Basically, predictions for AI and sellers going forward. What a genius concept. Jake actually had a conversation with AI about predictions, leveraging AI in sales. Now, Jake's got a wealth of information. Check out his LinkedIn profile. Check out his book, The Innovative Seller, as well as his podcast and all the collaboration efforts that he does. So let's break down this video. And then after this video is done, and we're only going to give you a snippet of it, I encourage you to go to the full video. It's already got my endorsement. We're going to also break down Jake's interaction with AI with my own co-host, breaking it down with AI. So we're going to use AI, my co-host, breaking down Jake's interaction with AI. Stick around. That will make sense at the later half of this video. So let's break down some snippets from Jake Dunlap's conversation with AI, the AI-powered seller, and sales techniques going forward with AI and selling. Let's do it.
Episode number 6 of the AI-Powered Seller, and let me tell you this. Whew. You are in for a treat today. I, for the last week or so, have been messing around with the ChatGPT o1 Pro model, which if you're not a nerd like me, you're like, what the hell does that mean? It's its most advanced reasoning model. And it really can go down some rabbit holes. It really can go deep on topics and ping.
What I love about this is Jake goes hard in the paint when it comes to research and AI. He's a true thought leader, a true expert. High props to Jake, leveraging these tools and putting it out there and testing the data and how it works.
Pong around. And so I had a 20+ minute conversation with this new model on the future of B2B sales. And what does it mean to be an AI-powered seller? What do sellers need to do, whether they sell a 50K, a 100K product? What are the skill sets that are going to be relevant today? It made some pretty bold predictions, y'all, around the years that sellers will start to become less needed in the process. It made some pretty bold predictions about what people are going to want from sellers. And it talked also about what it means to build relationships, which we all think is the cornerstone of sales as well. I mean, this episode, out of all the episodes we've done, in my opinion, is probably one of the more impactful for everyone that listens. This episode is going to help you level up, compete, and really get a sense for how soon a lot of these changes are coming. So buckle up. You might want to grab a beer or a glass of wine for this one.
Yeah, you definitely need to grab a favorite beverage and sit tight and listen to the full interview on YouTube on Jake's interaction. It's definitely worth the watch.
So again, we're going to be using the o1 Pro reasoning model. This to me is the Cadillac. In a future episode, I'm going to talk about the deep research function. We're not going to do that today. So let's just kick it off. All right. So first thing I'm going to do is just say, hey, let's have a conversation. And then here we go. And we're going to try to use the voice too, which I think might be a little more fun. All right, well, let's have a conversation. I want to talk about the future of B2B sales and what it means for people who are sellers today, and maybe just have an open dialogue with me and you for the next 20 minutes. So I've got some questions I want to tee up and ask you. And then I'm hoping you can kind of tell me where you see the future in terms of your ability to impact sales.
Absolutely. That sounds like a great discussion. Let's dive in. What's the first question you have in mind?
All right. So first question that I have for you is, a lot of people are talking about, will B2B sales become irrelevant, right? Will B2B sales, will people prefer to not have salespeople involved and just interact with AI? So let's just go down chronologically here. Let's start 2 years from now, 2027. Where do you think that generative AI and agents and other workflows will be able to replace B2B sellers? And let's think in deals, how about under 50K?
First of all, I liked how he set up the question, gave some data points, gave some parameters like a prompt engineer. He definitely left the information so AI can have a more thorough and accurate answer.
By 2027, I think AI and automated workflows will play a significant role in handling straightforward, lower value B2B transactions, especially under 50K. AI can efficiently handle initial outreach, answer common queries, and even guide prospects through most of the buying process. However, for nuanced discussions, relationship building, and complex negotiations, human sellers will still be crucial. AI will augment sellers, not replace them entirely. It's all about enhancing efficiency and freeing up time for more strategic interactions. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think AI will have a significant impact on B2B sales, especially in the next few years?
Yes, I do for sure. Okay, so let's go deeper here. 2027, literally 2 years from now. Let's say the middle of the pack seller. Let's say a seller who sells a product for $40,000. Let's say this seller has hot jobs a little bit, so they really haven't become an expert in any industry. They know basic soft skills. What do you think? And again, I want you to give me a number here. I don't want you to waffle. I want you to be straight up. What is the likelihood that person will be valued by the seller in 2027?
For a middle of the pack seller with basic skills and frequent job changes, the likelihood of being highly valued by employers in 2027 might be around 30 to 40%. The market will likely favor specialists and those who adapt quickly to using advanced tools, making it tough for generalists to stand out. Those who enhance their skills with AI and focus on deeper industry knowledge will be more secure. Do you have any other specific scenarios or roles in mind that you'd like to explore in this context?
Oh, yes, I do. I have plenty. All right, so you're saying 30% of mid-level sellers will most likely not be as employable because they don't have any real expertise. So let's take it to the next level. Okay, at what year, let's say the next 30%. So let's say now we're talking top 80% of sellers, okay? And again, that with the skill sets that exist today, what do you think what year would you predict that the same numbers happen? Let's say only 30 to 40% of them are needed.
For the top 80% of sellers, those who have some industry knowledge and adaptability but aren't top-tier experts, we might see a similar shift around 2030. By then, the capabilities of AI and automation will likely be advanced enough to handle more complex sales tasks, reducing the need for a broad swath of sellers. But those who keep upskilling and leveraging AI to enhance their roles will still be valuable. It's all about.
I'm going to stop it right there. Hopefully you're hooked and you want to check out the full interview with Jake. I mean, it is definitely on point. So go to the YouTube channel, watch this video in its entirety. Now we're going to have a little bit of fun right now. I'm going to actually break down in layman's terms with my own AI co-host about the interview that Jake did with AI. So let's get into that right now.
All right, so we're diving into something pretty huge today. AI and the future of sales.
Yeah, it's a topic that's on everyone's mind these days.
It really is. And we've got some incredible insights to unpack straight from Jake.
Now I'm actually using a tool called Google Notebook LM. So I put in Jake's video, a couple other talking points and data sheets. They're going to break down the actual interview and I'm going to interact with them on that. So we're taking it to another level on reactions and recommendations.
Dunlap's conversation with Get This Chat GPT itself.
I know, right? Talking to the AI about the future of AI, it's pretty meta.
It is so meta, but it's also super insightful. We're going to explore the specific skills you need to thrive as AI starts to reshape the sales world.
And one of the big questions that Dunlap asked ChatGPT was which sales roles are going to be disrupted fastest? And the timeline is, it's pretty eye-opening. Oh, hey there, what's up?
Hey, it's Doug. Speaking of timeline, we're pressed for time. Can you hit the 3 specific questions that Jake asked ChatGPT in rapid fire?
Hey, Doug, thanks for chiming in. Absolutely. Let's get right to those key questions Dunlap posed to ChatGPT.
You got it, Doug. Dunlap really wanted to know about the timeline for AI's impact on sales roles.
Okay, so the first big question was when AI will start replacing mid-level sellers.
And ChatGPT's response was pretty direct. It predicted a significant shift around 2030.
Wow, 2030. That's not as far off as you might think.
Exactly. The second crucial question focused on the 3 critical skills sellers need to stay relevant.
And what did the AI say were those must-have skills?
ChatGPT highlighted AI fluency, deep industry expertise, and strategic thinking combined with relationship building.
Those sound like skills we should all be focusing on right now.
Definitely. And the third question was about what sellers should be learning and implementing now.
So what immediate steps did ChatGPT recommend?
It stressed the importance of investing in learning AI tools and developing a deep understanding of your industry.
So really focusing on both the tech and the human sides of sales.
Precisely. Dunlap emphasized that sellers should be proactive and not wait for their companies to provide training. Yep, go on.
I've got to ask though, this Jake Dunlap guy, why should we listen to him as an expert when it comes to AI and selling?
That's a great question, Doug, and it's important to consider the source.
Absolutely. Dunlap isn't just some random talking head on the internet.
Right. He's the CEO of Scaled, a sales consulting firm.
And he works directly with sales teams to help them improve their strategies and performance.
So he's got real world experience in the sales domain.
Exactly. Plus, this particular episode was unique because he wasn't just sharing his own opinions.
No, he was having a direct conversation with ChatGPT, one of the most advanced AI models out there.
So the insights we're discussing are coming straight from the AI itself based on its vast understanding of trends.
It's like getting the inside scoop directly from the source of the disruption.
Precisely. Dunlap is facilitating that conversation and bringing a sales lens to the AI's perspective.
He's asking the tough questions that sellers and business leaders are thinking about.
And by having this dialogue with ChatGPT, he's offering a pretty novel and data-driven look at the future.
So while it's always good to be critical, his experience in sales combined with the AI's insights makes for a compelling discussion.
Oh, yeah,
I'm a big advocate of what Jake does. Can you provide some of the resources that Jake provides?
That's fantastic to hear, Doug. We're glad you're familiar with Jake's work.
He definitely puts out some valuable content.
While we don't have a comprehensive list of all his resources right here, we can point you in the right direction based on this conversation.
Absolutely. His company is Scale, so checking out their website would be a great starting point.
You'll likely find his consulting services and possibly links to his podcast, AI-Powered Seller.
And of course, this very conversation we're discussing is from an episode of that podcast.
See, I love how they can go deep in the deep dive and pull up information. So it's a reaction to a reaction. And I think it's just a wonderful tool, this Google Notebook LM and what Jake is doing in his podcast. Let's proceed with my co-host in AI, breaking down Jake's conversation with AI.
Right. Searching for Jake Dunlap AI-Powered Seller on your favorite podcast platform or YouTube should bring up a wealth of his content.
He also seems active on LinkedIn, so following him there could provide access to his latest insights and any resources he shares.
Hopefully that gives you a good starting point to explore more of Jake's resources, Doug.
Now, circling back to those critical skills ChatGPT highlighted.
Sounds like a plan. Let's unpack that first crucial one, AI fluency.
Right. As ChatGPT pointed out, it's not just knowing AI exists. Oh, go for it.
All right. You've been throwing around this term AI fluency. Can you just break that down in one sentence in layman's terms?
Thanks for keeping us on our toes, Doug. Let's break down AI fluency in a simpler way.
Okay, let's unpack this. Think of AI fluency as becoming good at speaking the language of AI tools.
Exactly. It's about understanding how these technologies work and how they can help you in your sales role.
So, like knowing how to use tools to do things like research prospects faster.
Precisely. Dunlap's conversation with ChatGPT touched on tools like specialized AI agents.
These agents, as ChatGPT explained, can automate a lot of the initial research.
What's fascinating here is the time savings. ChatGPT estimated you could save up to 70–80% on research.
Wow, instead of spending 5 to 10 hours on research, it could take just 1.5 to 3 hours.
And it's not just about saving time, it's about the quality of the insights you get.
Right, Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Speaking of saving time, let's wrap this up in like about 30 seconds. Rapid fire takeaway from Jake Dunlap's interview with AI.
All right, Doug, rapid fire takeaways it is.
Okay, so the big one is that AI is coming fast.
ChatGPT predicts major impact by 2030.
And to stay relevant, focus on 3 skills.
Master AI tools, become an industry expert.
And build strong strategic relationships.
Self-education on AI is absolutely crucial right now.
So specialize and adapt. That's the key takeaway.
Hope that hits the spot for you, Doug.
Thanks for keeping us on our...
Hey, yeah, what's up?
It hit the spot, but we've got a strong Spanish listening audience. Can you repeat that in Spanish briefly?
Claro que sí, para nuestra audiencia en España.
La IA viene rápido, intacto grande para 2030.
Para seguir relevante, enfócate en 3 habilidades
Domina herramienta de IA, sé experto en tu industria.
y construye relaciones estratégicas fuertes.
La autoeducación en IA es crucial ahora mismo.
Así que especialízate y adáptate, esa es la clave.
Esperamos que esto les sirva.
Hasta la próxima. Sigan aprendiendo.
And with that, Doug, that brings another episode to a close.
Thanks for joining us. Oh yeah, let's hear it.
I'm not going to let you go that quickly. Are there any questions that Jake should have pressed AI for? If you had the time to speak with AI, what would you ask AI in the leveraging sales?
Hey, Doug, that's a fantastic question. If we had the chance to dive deeper with AI on leveraging sales.
What's fascinating here is the potential to explore the how more deeply.
Exactly. Jake touched on what skills are needed, but I'd push on how AI can actively help sellers develop them.
For instance, I ask AI for specific scenarios where sellers struggle with strategic thinking and how AI tools can provide actionable insights in those moments.
Oh, that's good. Like in
That's
uh-huh.
that is great insight, and I believe Jake will be doing that in future episodes. If I know him quite well, he's always out there educating and training.
That's really insightful, Doug. It sounds like you have a good sense of Jake's approach.
Yeah, knowing he's focused on education and training makes perfect sense given the pace of change.
It reinforces the idea that understanding the how is just as critical as the what.
Because that deep client understanding is key to building those strong relationships.
Right. And considering the rapid evolution, continually pressing AI for more specific guidance makes total sense.
Absolutely. On a practical level, I'd still be curious to get even more specific AI tool recommendations.
Beyond just categories, the actual names and functionalities would be so helpful for sellers.
Because knowing where to start with self-education is half the battle.
Exactly. And as I was saying, explore.
Oh, yeah. Go on.
Would you say AI fluency in layman's terms, perhaps?
Absolutely, Doug. Let's put it in even simpler terms.
Okay, let's unpack this. Imagine you're learning a new language, right?
Exactly. AI fluency is like learning the basic words and grammar of AI tools.
So instead of struggling to understand what an AI tool does,
You start to get a feel for how it works and what it can help you with.
think of it like knowing how to use the Translate app on your phone,
You don't need to know all the technical coding behind it.
but you understand how to use it to communicate in a different language,
Similarly, with AI fluency, you learn how to use AI tools.
to do things like find information faster or understand customer data better.
It's about being comfortable enough to use these tools effectively in your daily work.
So it's not about becoming a tech expert overnight.
Not at all. It's about gaining practical skills to make your sales process smarter.
Agreed. Now, building on the idea of these essential skills ChatGPT highlighted.
Let's start by really digging into that first one, AI fluency.
Okay, let's unpack this. Think of, oh, go for it.
We're about to wrap this up. Where do you see the future trends with virtual selling when it comes to AI and video?
Hey, Doug, that's a really timely question as we're discussing AI's impact.
Absolutely. When we look at the future of virtual selling with AI and video,
We're seeing a real convergence of personalized experiences.
think about AI analyzing video interactions in real time,
It could provide sellers with immediate feedback on their delivery.
or even suggest talking points based on the prospect's engagement.
And for the buyer, AI could tailor video content specifically to their needs.
Imagine a personalized product demo generated on the fly.
That's where the efficiency ChatGPT mentioned really comes into play,
Exactly. AI can also automate follow-ups with personalized video messages.
making those connections feel more human, even in a virtual space.
What's fascinating here is how AI can enhance, not replace, that human touch in video.
So we'll likely see more interactive and data-driven video sales experiences.
And there you have it, somewhat of a breakdown of a breakdown. I use Google Notebook LM. I put in Jake Dunlap's actual video interview with ChatGPT, and we broke it down further using AI to analyze AI. And I think that's where we're headed in sales, with sales agents talking to buyers, agents, etc. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this reaction and recommendation. I'm adding a new style to it with my co-host in AI, breaking down topics and videos. Video content like Jake Dunlap's YouTube channel is a great resource to go out there and make your mark, and definitely AI fluency and education. That's where we're headed, and keeping it social with video in layman's terms.